revitalizing the spirit, restoring our community. Urban Family Talk.
Okay. These campus protests, right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking about the fact that a lot of change has happened at the collegiate level, if you will. You know, when you look at the civil rights movement, you know, a lot of the activism happened in that age group. You understand what I'm saying? That people who were at that stage in life, you know, and I think there are a number of different factors that contributed to that. I think when you talk about, you know, the university level, if you will, you have an exchange of ideas, and that's encouraged. You know what I'm saying? People start exploring their surroundings more. It's kind of like you're out of your house, and you're kind of you see the world, you know. And for all that's good and bad, you see the world, you know. But then also you're young, you don't have children, right? You're not really anchored, so you have time. You know what I'm saying? You have time to go and do some stuff, right? And so that's why you see a lot of people really kind of making their mark, if you will, historically, as students. You know what I'm saying? You look at the civil rights movement. I mean, my goodness, look, driven and the momentum, all of that from student activists, you know. And man, and look, I consider myself a little activisty. I like that. I like activism. I like people standing up for what's right, pointing out injustice, utilizing and understanding the country that we live in and what we have access to, right? I like that. But I have to tell you, I've been thinking about what's happening at like Ithaca, Dartmouth, Mizzou. Who else? You know, just kind of, you know, insert school there. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And so my question has been, you know, what exactly is going on? What's going on? And look, I understand that there's a fear to ask this question. There's a fear to ask this question because it's black students protesting. And so when you see it, you automatically want to think this is a sit-in. This is a freedom ride.
Civil rights. Let's go back.
Exactly. Your mind tells you that. Your mind tells you that. And because in the black community, we tend to be real like pro-black. You understand what I'm saying, right? And listen to me. People get mad if you say that. They get mad. That's not true. We pro-justice. No, not all the time. Sometimes it's pro-justice, but other times it's just pro the black man on top. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's like the absence of justice is just like, you know, revenge, right? Okay. A distinction that's subtle, but a distinction nonetheless, you know? And so when you see these protests happening and you see that you have black students at the helm, I think people look at this and all of a sudden they're like, yes, y'all go, y'all get it, do it. And then you ask, what are they protesting? What do they want?
Right.
What are they asking for? What are their goals? What are their objectives? Where is this going? And then the question becomes, will my children teach their children about the protests that broke out in the fall of 2015? I don't think they will. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there are no clear goals and objectives that have far-reaching consequences. It's not transferable. You see what? It's selfish. It's selfish. And look, man, and nobody wants to walk around and have somebody call them the N-word. Do you understand what I'm saying? But we protest against that, demanding a safe space.
A safe space.
We don't want to be intimidated or attacked either verbally or non-verbally with strong stares. Don't even look at me. So we need places where we can go and be safe. I go, really? You know, the Freedom Riders had their buses bombed. That was like the antithesis of a safe space. Like, that was so not safe.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's one of your demands for a safe space. The sit-in activists, okay, sat down and had food pelted at them. Ketchup squeezed, or as Dane TC would say, squazzed on them. Right? That's like not a safe space. That's not a safe space. So the question is, what is different here? There's a selfishness here. It's about me and my and I. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I don't like the way you looked at me.
Yeah.
You understand? right? So I'm about to protest. And what you see is really anarchy being emboldened because it has been encouraged. And I'm going to make this statement. I'm going to say something to you that I think, the question is, in the 8 years it will be when President Obama leaves office, did one man have the opportunity to improve the state, the condition, even, watch this, the public perception of black people in America? Is that a heavy calling for one man? Could one man have done that? I say yes.
Wow.
And people would say, no, you can't expect one man gonna come in 8 years and he gonna do all of that. No, it takes time. But what did he do for homosexuals, people? He changed public perception by and large of homosexuals. One man.
Yeah.
And it will be 8 years. Guess what? Let me tell you what he didn't do to them that he did to black people. He didn't paint homosexuals as these victim crybabies, anarchists. He very subtly and methodically repainted a picture of what family is. Why didn't President Obama do that for the black community? Why every time when he took to some podium, some lecture hall, some university, why didn't he encourage strong families repeatedly? Why didn't he encourage marriage between a man and a woman? Well, because that would be counterproductive to his homosexual agenda. So the black community had to be a casualty of his driving agenda, which is sexual anarchy. So I can't encourage black families to be strong. I can't encourage husbands to come back to their wives. And I can't encourage black fathers to take their roles as the head of black homes because if I remind people that that's the structure that's healthy, then it's almost a slap to homosexuals. So we got to let it go. We got to let it go. Do you know what could have changed in 8 years if President Obama had really cared about shoring up the black family?
What? I mean, prime opportunity.
Look at what happened with homosexuals. Look at the progress he made for them.
With a family, a wife, 2 kids.
Come on.
Could have been the poster child for family.
Just
the black
his
community.
state of being shifted the view. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just him being married. Just him having children. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
Working hard. Right?
It's so sad.
But
when you
he
think about
downplayed that.
Yeah.
And look, do you think that it's a coincidence that Michelle Obama, when asked if she could be anybody else, she said Beyonce? Come on. Do you know how destructive that is for our communities? If I'm a person of influence, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got at least a top 3. If I'm in this kind of position, I got a top 3 people that I admire that I would say, man, I wouldn't mind doing that if I had an opportunity. You think I'm gonna go with Beyonce? Come on now. You understand what I'm saying? That's destructive to the black community, man.
Revitalizing the spirit, restoring our community. Urban Family Talk.